the house, actually out by the road, because we lived in sort of a wooded area. I had to go and there was woods on one side. We lived right at an intersection, you know, a four-way. But on one side of it, there was solid woods, and there was severe weather to our northeast, and half the woods blocked it. So I walked out to the road and walked up to the curve, maybe a quarter mile. I was wanting to get that thunderstorm because, you know, digital camera was new to me. I want to get that thunderstorm on video, upload it to my laptop. And there was a bat that was flying over me. It was late evening. And I took some pictures with the video. Next thing I know, the bat hits me right on the forearm, on the elbow. Hits me right there on the about a third of the way up. And you know, I thought, oh, shit, rabies. So I went and got on my laptop, went to WebMD. Wait a second. I want to make sure this thing is still, make sure my finger didn't touch the screen, turn my camera off. I went to WebMD and looked up rabies in bats, and it said that they do not, they don't get around you. Their radar system is excellent. If they do get around you, they're sick. Not necessarily, what do they call that, rapid? R-A-P, when they apparently got rabies. But it's like a 0.03, very rare chance of getting it. But I read, rabies affects the brain, very horrible way to die. So I did it, I read it for 3 or 4 hours, studied it. I thought, well, next morning I'll go over to Bethesda, the Claremont County, the hospital over here, and I'll have to get rabies shots. And I didn't feel feverish at all. But when I went into the emergency room, the nurse took my temperature, had 102. She was a black girl, very sweet person. I said, I don't feel feverish. She said, well, you got 102. Anyway, 10 shots. Oh, God, yeah, I know. Well, on WebMD, it says the needle was going to go all the way to the muscle. And, I was a bit prepared because I knew what the doctor was going to ask me. The needle was about that long. How they come out on their medical tray? I lucked out. 2 nurses. Oh, man. RNs. Nice looking. Anyway, I had to get 4. You don't get 10. It takes you a month to get 10 of them. 4 goes into the rump. So I had to pull my pants down, and they gave me 4 shots. And the doctor says before he asked me if I wanted them or not, he said, now you do know the needle's got to go all the way to the muscle in your rump. I said, yep. That's what I read on WebMD. So, but when them needles come at you, man, you try to get your mind on something else. Why could I get my mind on something else? The beaches of Florida might help. Now, if your kids are watching, close their ears just for a second. I know my dad, no, I'm not going to cuss. But when you see 4 syringes coming at you with what looks like 6-inch, can't even say it, 6-inch needles apiece on them, and all 4 of those needles got to go in your rump all the way to the muscle, you think, there's 2 hot nurses here, got my pants down, just act like you're at a porn star. Yeah, that's just like you're in a porn screen test. And if you don't think you won't do that, you see those needles coming at you, oh, yes, you will. My God, I mean, yeah, it hurt. I know what you're thinking. Well, did it hurt? Yeah, it hurt. God, hell yeah, it hurt. Hell, I mean, the worst part of it was when that needle had to cut the muscle. It wasn't fun. It takes you a month to get them all. And the rest, the 6 goes in your arm. I wouldn't want to do it again, but, how horrible you would die if you got the rabies, if that bat would have been affected. You don't want to die from rabies. That pain from those needles is temporary, all right? It just that when you see those 4 trays sitting there, or 4 needles sitting there in that tray, the medical tray, they got the towel under, you've seen them. You can get 4 of them in your butt. And each needle's got to go all the way to the muscle. You'll think of something. I don't care if it's naughty or what it is. You'll think of anything to get your mind off those needles. And going in it hurt, but when they start cutting that muscle, that's the worst part of it all. Then I had to. You get 4 the first week. You got to go back that week after and get 1 in the arm. You got to go back another week and get another one. It takes about a month to get them all. Yeah, they're expensive. Jesus. But if you ever see a bat, if you ever wake up in your house and there's a bat, you got to go get rabies shots. Why? Because you know how them bats flop around anyway? It's very rare. I knew one lady had a bat in her house. She actually used to come here. They said in your sleep, there's a good chance he's flying around. It'll hit you in your sleep. Oh, by the way, they don't have to bite you. All a bat's got to do is scratch you. And the naked eye, you can't see it. What tickles me, I know he's doing his job, but after reading that on